Hello everyone, welcome back to the Union Pacific Railroad Geneva Subdivision in N-Scale. My name is Daryl Cruz, owner and builder of the layout, and your host for episode 19 of season 2020. This episode is all about the locomotive roster on the Geneva Subdivision. Here you see just a portion of the locomotives that are used on the Geneva Subdivision. I'm going to be reviewing all of the Union Pacific locomotives that I have on the layout, which are 63 in all. I have a total of 85 locomotives. The additional locomotives are Metra locomotives, excursion trains, and foreign road locomotives. But today I'm going to be focusing in on the roster of the Union Pacific, which includes road power as well as switching locomotives. All these locomotives I have acquired over the past 20 years, and as I have put together the roster, what I've been trying to do is keep the percentage of all the different units similar to the percentages that are on the prototype. So as you see locomotives on the Geneva Subdivision in my basement, the different types of locomotives will be somewhat similar to the locomotives that you would see if you were at trackside and actually watching locomotives and trains going by on the Geneva Subdivision. The locomotives that I have are manufactured mainly by four manufacturers, those being Kato, Fox Valley Models, Atlas, and Scale Trains. So let's take a look at the numbers. This is a chart that I like to keep up to date as I purchase locomotives for the layout. And you have the models that are on the layout: the SD70M, SD70ACE, the AC4400, and so on. How many units I have of each of the models, what percent that represents of the locomotives on the layout, and then numbers on the prototype. And I did some research to determine how many units there were of each around 2014, 2015, which is when we moved. So if you look just quickly at this, you can see mainly comparing the percentages of the models on the layout compared to the prototype percentages. I'm just slightly low on the SD70Ms, 4% low. I'm a little bit high on the SD70ACEs. I'm almost right on for the AC4400s. I'm way high for the C44-9s, 14% compared to 4%. I'm a little low on the ES44ACs, those are the GEVOs, 17% on the layout, 23% in the prototype. And then the rest of them are pretty close from the model to what's in the prototype. So looking at the numbers as they stand right now, my goal over the next few months and years is to reduce the number of C44-9s and then increase the number of ES44 ACEs and then also the SD70Ms, and maybe a few more acquisitions here and there also. But as I do that, I will try to again keep this chart going so I can keep the percentages as close as possible. So let's take a look at each of the models, starting with the SD70Ms. I have 12 of these units, and they are all made by Kato. Kato released these models in three main batches. In 2005, they came out with the SD70M in Union Pacific in 3 different road numbers. In 2009, they came out with the units again with 3 additional Union Pacific road numbers. And then finally, they released the SD70Ms in 2017 with 2 additional road numbers. The Kato units are very fine models. They are excellent runners. And the nice thing about Kato is they are very consistent, high quality detail, and high quality running characteristics. And each one is pretty much the same in the high quality. A couple of drawbacks about Kato, which we'll talk about more as we go on, is they do not paint the end handrails white, and they do not paint the safety stripes on the stairs going up to the walkways. But other than that, they're very nice models. Now I have 12 of these units, even though they only came out with 8 different road numbers. And I was able to keep the road numbers unique by taking a pencil eraser and erasing the numbers off of some of the units, and then using micro scale decals to renumber them with new numbers according to the prototype. On the Union Pacific Railroad, about half of the SD70Ms have flared radiators, which you can see here on the Kato models, and then half of them had straight radiators. Kato only has come out with the flared model so far, but they are and have just recently announced that they are coming out with the flat radiators. So I need to add a few more SD70Ms, and so when they come out with those, I think it's going to be next year sometime, I will definitely be picking up a number of additional SD70Ms, this time with the flat radiator. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, the next model we'll be taking a look at is the SD70ACE. I have 7 of these units, 4 from Kato, which you can see 3 of the 4 here, and I also have 3 from Fox Valley models. The Kato units include 3 that are painted in standard UP colors, and then 1 that's painted in the Heritage unit, the 1995 CNW Heritage unit. These models, again, as Katos, are very well detailed and run very nice. I did have a little bit of issue with the gears in the trucks. They updated the gearing in the trucks and used finer gears with more teeth in the gears, and had issues with them collecting gunk and grime, and I had to spend a lot of time cleaning them out, but I think I got that pretty much rectified and covered up the holes at the bottom of the truck to eliminate any additional dirt from coming in, so they run quite nice, as most Katos do. Here you can see it pulling a crude oil tank train, a couple of the units. And here it's taking the train across the Des Plaines River. So I have 4 Kato SD70 ACEs. In addition to the Katos, I also have 3 SD70 ACEs from Fox Valley models. These units are also very, very nice. In fact, I like them a little bit more than I do the Katos. They run extremely well. They're a little bit noisier than the Katos, but as far as smoothness goes, they're just outstanding, on par with the Katos. And the detail is about the same as what you have on the Katos. So I've been very happy with these units from Fox Valley. The 3 SD70 ACEs that I have from Fox Valley usually pull the coal train, the empties from Chicago back to Wyoming. So they're westbound empty coal train. But I usually keep the 3 of them together, and they work very well together, run extremely nice, and have a lot of great detail. As I said, I have 7 models of the SD70 ACE, 4 from Kato and 3 from Fox Valley. That makes up 11% of the locomotives on my layout, compared to 8% on the prototype in 2014. So I'm not going to get rid of any of them. To me, that's close enough, but I probably will not be adding more SD70 ACEs, at least not for the time being. As I add more locomotives to the roster, that percentage might change, but for right now, I'm pretty well set on how many SD70 ACEs I have. Here you can see a comparison of the two models. One on the left is Fox Valley. The one on the right is Locomotive. One big advantage the Fox Valley has is the handrails are painted white on the ends, and they also have the safety painting on the steps. Locomotive does not have either of those painted. I did paint the handrails on Locomotive, but I didn't bother trying to do the steps. Here you can see a view of the two models from the top. The top unit is the Fox Valley unit, and the bottom one is the Locomotive. Both of them extremely nice models. The last set of units we'll be taking a look at are the AC4400s. I have 12 of these units, all of them by Locomotive. Locomotive released these in 2004-2005 with 2 road numbers. A second set was released in 2010 with 2 more road numbers, and then a final set was released in 2017 with the final 2 road numbers. So there were a total of 6 different road numbers. To get the 12 unique road numbers on my layout, I had to erase some of the road numbers on the units and then replace them with micro-scale decals. And then I also hand painted 2 undecorated units, and then of course had 2 unique road numbers put on those hand painted units. There are 2 main variations for the AC4400s by Locomotive. One variation has the American flag and an air conditioner unit, and then also has only part of the nose painted gray. The second variation does not have an American flag, does not have an air conditioner unit atop the cab, and then has the entire top of the nose painted gray. On my layout, I have both of those 2 variations, and then since I hand painted 2 of the units, the 2 hand painted units have the air conditioner unit and just part of the nose top painted gray, but then does not have the American flag. So for the 12 units that I actually have 3 different variations, whereas Locomotive actually only came out with 2 different variations. As we watch 3 of the AC4400s pull a stack train across the Geneva Subdivision, please note that the lead locomotive is the variation that has the American flag, the air conditioning unit, and then just part of the nose painted gray. The second unit is one of the hand painted locomotives. It has the air conditioning unit and then just part of the nose top painted gray and then no flag. And then the third unit is the second variation put out by Locomotive with no flag, no air conditioning unit, and then the entire top of the nose painted gray. The 12 AC4400s that I have on my layout represents 19% of my Union Pacific fleet, which closely matches the 18% that appear on the prototype. So for now, I think I'm pretty well set on the number of AC4400s on my layout. Be sure to stay tuned for part 2, which will include coverage of the C44-9s, the GEVOs, the Tier 4, and then also some yard switchers. Make sure you watch for that. Until then, have a great day. Take care.